It's a Democratic landslide. There's no other way to characterize this. It's a big margin, nearly a landslide margin in New Jersey. It is a landslide margin in Virginia. And the margin was so large that Abigail Spanberger was able to carry in her lieutenant governor candidate and even her scandal-tarred candidate for attorney general that most people had thought would probably lose in the end. He's won by 4 or 5 points.
You all chose leadership that will focus relentlessly on what matters most. Lowering costs, keeping our communities safe, and strengthening our economy for every Virginian.
But it's even better than that for Democrats. They've already hit 60 out of 100 seats in the House of Delegates. They were at 51. This is the biggest margin they've had in decades. And then the Democrats won the 2 public service commissioner seats in Georgia. They retained the 3 Supreme Court seats in Pennsylvania. You look around the country, even at smaller races in cities and counties, and you can see that Democrats are just doing well everywhere.
I know your struggles. I know your hopes. I know your dreams. So serving you is worth any tough fight I have to take on, and I am incredibly honored to be your next governor.
And I think also Sherrill also ran a largely campaign that was maybe not 100% fully, but pretty close to fully anti-Trump, and a lot of his policies, and tried to pin the policies of the last 11 months as affecting New Jersey voters, whereas her opponent Sherrill was 100% with Trump and endorsement, and was trying to place blame for the economic policies or the economic state of New Jersey, on the policies of the Democratic governors, right, and state-based policies, and that doesn't seem to have been a winning strategy for him in the end.
You expect a party to win places where they have a plurality or majority of the electorate when the other party's in control of the White House, but not by this margin. So there's a tremendous signal here for Republicans. They won't get it unless Donald Trump gives them permission to get it. And look, there are lots of reasons for it, affordability and all the other issues they were discussing, but the number 1, number 2, and number 3 reason, Donald J. Trump. In the last 9 months, Trump has done more controversial, some would say outrageous things than any president in American history, including Donald Trump 1.0. This has a cumulative effect. To that is, Mom Donnie would have a hard time winning in most places in the United States. And that's where Sherrill in New Jersey, Governor-elect Sherrill, and Governor-elect Spanberger in Virginia come in. They're moderates. So the parties are smart enough to run people in states and localities and congressional districts that can actually win those places and reflect the values of those places. So Mom Donnie will be the face of the Democratic Party if Democrats don't fight that. That's what Republicans intend to do.
And yet over the last 12 months, you have dared to reach for something greater. Tonight, against all odds, we have grasped it.
I think the word that I keep hearing and that is coming out of a lot of the exit polls and other surveys that I'm hearing is affordability being a major issue for Democrats. And that obviously encompasses the economy, but it also encompasses things, like specifically like healthcare and housing affordability. And so this, seeing some survey data coming out that affordability and the economy more generally seem to be number 1 priorities, or the biggest issue for voters in this cycle. Yeah, in New York City, we have, in terms of the sheer volume of voters, the sheer number, the most since at least 1969. So in New York City, over 2 million votes have been cast, at least according to current count. And so what that is as a turnout percentage, I'm not exactly sure at this point in time, but in terms of the number of votes, we haven't seen this in a long, long time in New York City, which like Mamdani was able to win over voters in New York City, largely based on a message related to affordability and wanting to work to make the city a better place. In other words, a really locally based message to start off a campaign, and one he stuck with throughout the campaign that created a lot of enthusiasm, especially it seems to be the case among younger voters.
And I look forward to seeing you all and working together once again to make sure that we effectuate the kind of change we so desperately need here in this state that we also love so very, very much. Guys, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you.
For Republicans, if they dare, if they have the courage, if they can find the courage, they need to counteract Donald Trump's more outrageous actions. They have to insist that he think about the people on the ballot next November, because he clearly didn't this November. He can't do everything he wants to do. He can't post everything he wants to post on Truth Social. There have to be some breaks. And if they can't install the brakes, they need to get ready for another disaster next year.
And I'm so excited we got this party started a little earlier than expected.
On the Democratic side, they will make a mistake if they think that they've learned everything they need to learn from these scattered elections in this off year. They learned some lessons, but they need to apply these lessons individually and differently to each state, to each district, to each locality. And if they do that, and they find those younger, more charismatic candidates, they're going to have a lot more victories.